Alright, so I got this message today. I'm going to break down the message into separate videos. The first part of the message, he said that this person, he's been browsing some videos on YouTube, and he said, some videos of people calling me a fake, and some people went as far as comparing me to a white belt, and he found this one man that wanted to fight me. That's based on my past and the videos that I made, and there's just, those videos are based off of angry responses from some of the things that I have said in the past. But I've taken down a majority of those videos, if not all of those videos, and I've learned to be more respectful with the way that I express my ideas, and to really just focus on my own development and not, criticize the people around me and put people down and things like that. So those people are angry at me, for whatever reason of what I did. So people, calling me fake, they're entitled to their own opinion on that. If they want to, if they want to say that, they're welcome to. As far as comparing me to a white belt, I think we're all beginners, or in certain things. There's always something for us to learn. So I might be good at one thing, but there's something else that I need to work on, and I recognize that. So I think, a white belt, I think it's a sign of humbleness. It's a sign of open to learn. It's a sign of, somebody who's not claiming himself to be the best. And those are qualities of which I value. I want to be open to learn. I want to be humble. I want to not think that I know it all. And I'm completely fine with people saying that I am a white belt or I'm a beginner. That's okay with me. Because if you're a white belt, there's really nothing else, no other direction that you can go in other than to improve. Because you're at the very bottom, and the only thing there is just to improve from there. And you can only improve. But if you you say that I'm a black belt, then now there's certain expectations of you, and you have to live up to those expectations. And if you don't, then you just start declining. And it's a very stressful situation to be in, and it's something that's very difficult to represent. Because if somebody's claiming himself to be a black belt, and he gets beat up by a brown belt, or he gets beat up by an orange belt, or he gets beat up by a white belt, I mean, it's humiliating for him. He can't allow that to happen because he has to live up to a certain standard. Or if, say it's not even dealing with combat, say he just, he's a black belt, but then the white belt knows how to swim and he doesn't. He's a black belt, but he doesn't know how to ride a bike, and then a white belt knows how to ride a bike. He's a black belt, and then he can't run a mile without stopping, but then a white belt can. He's a black belt, but then a white belt is more flexible than him. He's a black belt, but then a white belt's stronger than him. He's a black belt, but then a white belt's more knowledgeable than him. He's a black belt, but then a white belt, is greater in meditation than he is. He's a black belt, but then the white belt has more money than him. He's a black belt, but then the white belt is just overall more successful than him. He's a black belt, but then he hasn't graduated from college, and the white belt has a PhD. I mean, the black belt has so many expectations on him that it's very difficult to live up to, and that's something that's very, very stressful. And it's so much better to be a white belt where you don't claim anything, and there's nothing expected of you. You can only improve from where you're at. it's like a white belt is constantly the underdog, and the underdog is just put in a position where he could there's there, there's no way he could lose, because if he loses, he's already expected to lose anyway. But if he wins, then he gains everything. So it's almost like the black belt is like a Mayweather who might be 50-0, and then you got, you know, a white belt that goes in there 0-0, hasn't won, hasn't lost, and then now he has, you know, he gets to fight Mayweather, and if Mayweather wins, he's expected to win anyway. The white belt wins, then he becomes a multi-millionaire immediately just from one fight. You know, the white belt has everything to gain. Mayweather has everything to lose. His whole record, his reputation, money, everything. I mean, being a black belt is extremely stressful. Being a white belt is something that can be very peaceful, and just something that you can embrace. And I love constantly putting myself in a position where I always have an open mind, an empty cup, where I'm always ready to learn, and I am always seeing myself as a beginner. And even when the outsiders look at me as a beginner, in a way that works to my advantage in certain respects or certain aspects, because, you know, when they underestimate your abilities, then that makes it even more, makes you even more capable of pretty much coming out on top in a certain situation. You know, so being a white belt goes alongside the philosophy of the Chinese martial arts and of the Tao, of the way. You know, black belt is of the ego. White belt is of meditation. You know, it's like being pure, innocent, and spiritual. And those are qualities of which I want to have become a part of me. So I'm okay with people saying that I'm a white belt. That's completely fine with me. As far as somebody wanting to fight me, I just made a video that I will post, basically giving an open invitation for people to come to my school in Chicago to spar, you know, to test out the techniques that they've been training in as I test out mine, and for us to create a sparring video together in which to express the martial arts in a way that's different than combat sport, but to spar with seriousness and to learn. So people out there that want to spar with me, the invitation is there. And to me, that's as real as a teacher could be. Somebody who's not afraid to spar, you know, and to demonstrate his expertise in what he does. You know, it's like telling a singer to sing, a dancer to dance, a painter to paint. A martial artist, if he's truly good at what he does, he should be very proficient in his sparring ability. And I have no problems sharing that experience with people out there. You know, not just in video, but also just real life, in your face sparring. So that's something that I've learned to really enjoy. to me it's like playing chess or playing pool. You know, it's if you're really good at what you do, you won't get hurt because you're just that good. You know, and I've truly valued that experience, and I want to share. I want to spar with as many people as I can. You know, and have that become a part of my expression in the martial arts. So that's what I gotta say for that part of the message.